Okay, it is a rainy day and we are headed to the gym to get that nasty pump in. That is the goal. That is what we are going to be doing. A little bit of H2O falling from the heavens is not going to stop the nasty pump that we are about to receive. So, what kind of day do we got today? We got a chest day. Yes, sir, we do, Bob. We do. Chest day it is. So, my shoulders are a little bit sore from yesterday. I guess going heavy. But they're not terrible. And it's nothing we cannot work through. Not a soreness where I would say, oh, we need to take a rest day and really recover from this. No, not that type of soreness. More of just like a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit stiff. Probably after we get in there and we just do some moving around, do some push-ups, do some dips, then we'll work that soreness out and we'll be ready to go. As far as warm-ups go on chest day, this is something I don't really record and I don't talk about too much, so I think it might warrant a little bit of conversation. So as far as warm-ups go, I like to do a couple of lateral movements where I keep my elbow tight to my body and I'm just coming straight out, just straight out, boom, like that. On each side I'll do some light tricep work just to get the triceps going, some light bicep work, and I'm talking light, I'm talking like 15 pounds. I mean, just enough to just give it enough activation to let the muscles know, hey, it's chest day and your shit's coming after you. And the goal is really to just simply warm up the muscles, not fatigue them in any way, but just warm them up. And after I do that, I will do some barbell presses with just the bar, just the 45 bar. I'll probably do 10 to 15 of those, nice and slow. I like to really focus on my hand placement, make sure I have my hands in the proper placement. Really focus on my range of motion, tucking my elbows, bringing the barbell all the way down to the chest, touching the chest, pushing it all the way out, locking the elbows at the top, and repeating. And I just feel like that helps get everything ready to go. All the muscles just warm and lubricated and ready to go. The joints, I guess I should say the joints lubricated. And then after I do that, I will always do a set of dips. And one reason is because I used to not be able to do any dips at all. Not a single fucking one. And then one day I could do one dip. Then two. So now I'm up to 7 dips. So, approaching that 10 dip mark, that feels really good. Once I get to 15 or so, then we can start talking about maybe adding a little weight onto our dips. But I just do one set right now of dips, just to warm everything up, and then I do 15 to 20 push-ups. And after that, I'm warm, I'm ready to go, and I start my first movement. But I will work up to the first movement. Now, here lately, that first movement has been incline barbell press, which I really like, the incline barbell press. And I will start off with some 25s, some 35s, and then 45s is about my working set right now. So that's what that looks like for me. And it works well. So, other than that, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much what we are looking at for warm-ups. So, the big name of the game, though, during the warm-up activity is to not overstress my body and to not push myself to a point where I am fatigued. I want to be very fresh, very, very, very ready to go when it comes to all my working sets, because I want to get the most I can get out of those working sets. I want to be able to lift the heaviest weight that I can lift that's going to take me to failure within the 6 to 12 rep range, which is where I like to stay. I think that's optimal for me, because when I was doing the 15 to 20 rep range, I could tell that, like, I was going to failure, but I could tell that the perceived rate of exertion that it took me to get to failure was much more than if I go with a heavier weight. In other words, to get to failure at 20 reps, 18 reps, felt like I was really exerting myself for a long period of time. After about the 12 rep mark, I really felt like I was exerting myself from that 12 to 18, 12 to 20, wherever that is, right? Looking for that range of failure. And I had to push a lot harder to get to that failure range, which is just simply taxing and fatiguing on your nervous system. There's really no sense in it. But when I keep it between the 6 and 12 rep range, I can lift a heavier weight and get to failure faster. So when I'm getting to failure at, let's say, 10 reps, that failure does not feel as fatiguing, especially throughout the entirety of the workout, right? From the first set I do to the last set that I do, throughout the entire night, the fatigue factor feels similar, whereas the fatigue factor with a higher rep range by the end of the night feels grueling. And I had to deload a couple of times when I was working in the higher rep range, whereas I don't have to deload as much in the lower rep range. So basically, I would get so fatigued that I would notice my strength would fall off so much that I would have to take a deload week. Now, some of that might be that, I'm not fully carbed. I'm dieting down. I was dieting down whenever I was in that 15 to 20 rep range. Maybe we'll try the 15 to 20 rep range again when we're fully carbed, not dieting at all, and going into a bulking phase, and just see what that feels like and see if we can do a comparison. But I did notice that every 30 days, I would say, I would need a deload week about every 5th week whenever I was doing the higher rep ranges. Whereas I can do the lower rep ranges, and it seems like I can get about 60 days in, or about 8 weeks in, before I need to take a deload week. So factoring all that in, for me, the 6 to 12 rep range is more optimal than the 15 to 20 rep range. Now you can get hypertrophy effects all the way up to 30 rep range. Anywhere from 5 to 30 reps, you can get high hypertrophy, right? So what's right for you? Well, what feels best for you, right? You might be a 5 to 10 rep range guy. That might be like you get to 5 and it's hard to do and you hit failure there and you're like, yes, this is it. I do just a few reps, I'm at failure, and bang. For me, when I get to failure with a heavier weight around that 5 range, it's a little too heavy feeling on my joints. It's a little uncomfortable for my joints. And I think that's probably because my auxiliary muscles that is supporting those movements are maybe not as developed and defined as other folks might be, causing me to bear a lot of the load on my bones and joints. So just something to think about there, right? Keep it in mind, right? Where is your rep range? What works best for you? But make sure whatever rep range you choose, you're absolutely going to failure within that range. I mean, you want to get to the point where you need to assist yourself because your muscles cannot perform that movement anymore at all. Physically, you cannot perform that movement anymore. Your muscles cannot contract and move the weight where you want to move it to. But you're trying, your brain's telling your bicep, contract, 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 and your bicep just cannot contract. Now you know you're at failure. If you can contract 3/4 of the way and not get all the way up, then go ahead and ride that out slowly, lower it down slowly, get your stretch, contract, contract, contract. Maybe you get halfway up that time. Same thing, ride it down slowly, get your stretch, contract it back up. Maybe you get 1/4 of a rep that time, right? Bring it down, get your stretch, try to contract. Maybe you can't even get any contraction at this point. Right now you got two choices. You can stop, you've reached failure, it's fine to stop at that point, or you can keep yourself in that failure zone for a little bit longer to reap a little bit more benefit by doing some assisted sets. So you would basically you could reach over with your other hand, you can pull your arm up, and then you can lower the eccentric slowly, right? Not focus on the contraction anymore, but focusing on the eccentric lowering and the stretch at the bottom. And you can do that until you don't really have control over that eccentric lowering, and you're like at total failure both ways, contraction failure and the eccentric failure. So that's going to give you optimal failure, but you don't need to do that every single set. My opinion, that's most beneficial in your last set. So if you're doing, let's say, bicep curls, the last set of bicep curls, that's most beneficial for, right? Going beyond failure is what you would call that. And going beyond failure is when that's most beneficial, is at the end of your sets, your very last set. Doing a few reps beyond failure just to make sure that you're in the zone that you're looking to be in. All right, so we're going to go in here. We're going to get chest back done. You know, it's just going to be simple pressing movements for chest, some fly movements for chest, and we're going to do a row, probably a pullover, and a pull down. And I mean, that's it. That is going to be the day. Of course, we'll get some ab work done. Today is going to be leg raises because we did weighted curls, or not curls, weighted crunches yesterday. So it'll be a leg raise day today. And then maybe we get 30 minutes on the Treadmill, we did get an hour in yesterday on the treadmill, and that felt really good. We got 30 minutes in earlier today, so we are on pace to get that hour in on the treadmill. More than likely, we'll go ahead, knock everything out, grab a 30-minute session on the treadmill, and be done. And then we'll go home, we'll get us a bite to eat. But we'll talk about that and exactly what that looks like, as we move forward. So, let's go on in here and let's get some pumpage going.
They say I overspent. I just got out on the fun. They know I got the bullets. And if I look for my arm, then they can really chill it. Bring out some pretty pennies. They say I'm getting skinny. Well, they been skinny. My bitches with the thing on my head. The feeling of attention. I got no intention. They call me 95,000, it's only 5 inches. I got on 95,000, don't count on 5 minutes. And if you switch up the niggas, you need to stay in distance. I was in real when I went in my left bar. Therefore, we don't let the women I need to start. Woo! Therefore, with so many women I need to start.
Alright, so we hit failure on our last set at 13, and our rep range is 6 to 12. So you hit failure at 13, we're going to increase weight. So we increase by 10 pounds, and we're going to get as many as we can here. So just for anybody that's wondering like how the rep ranges work, that's what you're looking to do, is you're looking to stay within that 6 to 12 area. You get outside of it, you can't lift 6, you lighten your weight. You get over 12, you make it heavier. It's that simple, and that keeps you within progressive overload as long as you're going to failure on every rep. Well, on every set, sorry. All right. Oh, one more.
Come on. Slow, let's go. Howard, come on. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Oh, thank you.
Good shit.
I really appreciate it. So the last set, I had a spotter, so I didn't want to talk too much about it, but on the last set, I went ahead and dropped down 5 pounds because I only got 6, and I wanted to stay within the 6 to 12 range. But I also want to make sure I got some assisted reps, just to make sure I stayed in that failure zone a little bit longer. So I asked somebody, hey, can you give me a spot, help me stay within that failure zone, get me some assisted reps. And I'm going to tell you, there's just something special about that. And anytime that you can get somebody to help you get some assisted reps, it's very beneficial. I wouldn't overdo it. You don't need to do that every set, but it's going to provide a stimulus that's beneficial if you do that every so often. So just something to keep in mind.
Tennis on my shit, they'll look darker. Pouring no drink, nigga, my shit darker. The kush came in, nigga, time look darker. I'm whipping up a brick and the world look darker. Kush came in, this time look darker. Pouring no drink, nigga, my shit darker. The word came in, this time look darker. And the tennis on my shit, they'll look darker. Dark shit on my Subaru red charge.
Let's go. Whoa, whoa. I walk around with this drum like I'm Nick Cannon. Bust out the rivers like up, but I won't pay and walk in. Stop by the fit off the manual. I'm on the young fucking different than many. He not a plug on the boss, he's a middleman. I'm in the coop peanut butter like Peter Pan. Niggas hate me with they bitches, my biggest fan. Whoa, I'm popping, I'm feeling like ornament. See me and forget about oxygen. Try to spread it like a rocket. Weight champion, check out my pockets, get on. I ain't finna scoop up a scholarship. They got this shit, got your pocket, get whoa. I fell in love with the back and said I had to skip before I had me a rig and get whoa. Don't know how to kill this.
You know, Baby, why you joking? I don't play. These niggas jokes on outer space and I'm a spade. Every time she go hide, I'm like, okay. I don't wanna hear this shit, not today. Let me check my watch. 24 is the day, it's 12 up in my watch. Ain't no turn away, got some cake up, man. She wanna see me, I told that bitch I can't. I'm a star, but I'm a mom, but I'm hard like a woman, I'm a bar, I'm a bar. I'm coming across in the country, cause they get the money, they got the name, but I don't.
That's why I got a dog, got a tip. Not chubby, these checks. I flooded out my paddock with baguette. I curved Tiffany, yeah, for jet. Need to get myself together, I'm a man. Bikini bottom over sand. Oh, what she keep on drinking out of plan. She eat the molly like a can. Body smell of niggas like I'm man. Yeah, I'm a hot nut. I'm a guap getter. Leave a not here. Get your block here. Oh, you think you in the group? Get that shit spit up. Tryna suck me laying down, I made that bitch sit up. Yeah, hot box, breast case club. Weed, grill, beef, nigga charcoal. Selling pussy, but they got a barcode. These broke
you don't see. And if you ever want me, you can call me. We got a dope love, dope vibe, you a dope girl, so dope, and all girls, dope girl, me and you and no dope girls, dope boy, having fun, never told her, having fun, no fun, never girlfriend, I carry on, can I see what she carry on, I'm that you gon' carry on, you will tell that, but you're not a carry on, so love. Don't love, baby, don't love, baby, don't love, baby, don't love, baby, girl, we got it, dope, baby, girl, we got it, dope, baby, girl, we got it, dope, baby, girl, we got it, dope.
Spin it back to back. 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight. And I'm done. Big
Oh, all right, let's see what we got going. Veins are sick. If I knew how to pose, we might have something going. But I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so just having fun. Whew, I think that's enough. Not there yet. We're damn sure getting there. Oh, what a sad, rainy day. But I'll tell you, it did not stop the pump. That is for sure. We got a nice, nasty pump on our back and on our chest. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know if the front delts started feeling it during bench press. I didn't think they did. I didn't really feel it during bench press. But when I was doing the wide grip pull downs, which I've been doing a closer grip pull down, and today I decided that I would widen it up a little bit because I haven't done that in a while. And I just wanted to change it up and just hit the back in a little bit different area than I do when I do the closed grip. So to do that, I just went ahead and did some wide grip, right? And to be honest with you, the wide grip pull down seemed to have activated a lot of front delt action, and kind of got my shoulders a little bit sore. Of course, my shoulders were already just a little bit sore when I went in the gym, and I talked about that. But as I predicted, I feel like that soreness loosened up, and I was feeling a whole lot better after I went through my warm-ups. To such a degree that I even got a PR on the incline bench and had to go up and weight. So instead of 245s, I did 245s, and I slapped a couple 10s on each side. Now I got 6 when I did that. So after getting the 13, 245s, the 45 and the 10, getting 6, I backed it down to a 45 and a 5. And then I got somebody to spot me so I could just get as many reps as I could get, with a couple of assisted reps at the end, just to stay within that zone of failure a little bit longer. So that's very beneficial. I wouldn't recommend doing that, like I said, every set, but doing that on your last set, every other lift or something like that, is a great strategy to keep yourself in that failure zone for a little bit longer period of time. It does stimulate a little bit more growth, a little bit more hypertrophy than you would stimulate if you never stayed in that failure zone for a longer period of time. So just something to consider and think about when you're lifting. Every once in a while, go ahead, take it to failure, and then push it beyond a little bit. And we talked about that earlier today, so I don't want to beat a dead horse and just keep saying the same thing. But I do feel like it is important, and it is something that all advanced lifters should be putting in their routine. Now, if you're a new lifter, a beginner lifter, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You don't need to get that in the weeds on it. So just get your lift in if you're a beginner and get it done. That's more important than anything. Staying consistent. But we did get it done. So tonight we are going to go home and we are going to have our creatine monohydrate mixed in with a protein shake, and that will be our fluid intake. And along with that, we're going to have a post-workout meal. I think we got about 400 calories. I know I need to have 7 more grams of protein to hit my goal, and I think 30 grams of carbohydrates. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably do a big ass oatmeal cookie, protein oatmeal cookie, with a scoop of protein powder in there, a banana, quarter cup of oats. A lot of times I will put that in my blender, and I'll blend it all smooth so that it's kind of a meal. I'll put a little bit of baking soda, just a pinch of salt in there, some sugar substitute. I love the Swerve sugar substitute. It tastes exactly like sugar, and they say that that stuff has a little bit of a GLP-1 active, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's a little bit of a GLP-1 similarity, where it will attach to the same receptors and it will curb your hunger. Now, it's nothing like taking a GLP-1 medication or anything like that, but it will curb your hunger for a short period of time, a couple hours, 2-3 hours, right? I would say it is akin to drinking a cup of coffee, and the way that caffeine kind of curbs your hunger. But anything that we can do when we're in this cut to help us stay on track, we want to take advantage of, and that definitely does the trick. So that's probably probably what it's going to be. Big ass oatmeal cookie. And I'll put a little cocoa powder in there with that too. And then maybe we'll get us a little half a cup of milk. Some Fairlife fat-free milk. And dip that cookie in that milk. That does sound pretty darn good. Or actually, I might just take oat milk and put it in the shake tonight instead of water, so I'll have a little thicker consistency. Then I'll pretty much have a protein chocolate milk along with the protein cookie, and that's going to take us quite a bit over our protein goal, but we should hit our carbohydrate goal with that, or get damn close to it, and be able to get where we need to be. And I'll probably throw some chocolate chips. There might be room for some chocolate chips in there with that, so I'll probably throw some chocolate chips in there with it. It's little meals like that that will satisfy your little sweet tooth and helps you stay in the cut without going and getting a Snickers bar, which is something I ain't had since like Halloween. And when I go on the bulk, I guarantee you Snickers bars are going to be at the top of my priority list, along with several different chicken sandwiches. Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich deluxe with Polynesian sauce, Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, a classic, probably the first spicy chicken sandwich I ever had that I fell in love with. And yeah, that's about it. But I can't wait to make the rounds on those. So, but Chad, that's a dirty bulk. You're gonna need to do a clean bulk. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 80-20 bulk. 80% clean, 20% dirty, whatever the fuck I want to eat. Because yeah, we should enjoy life and enjoy food also. There is nothing wrong with that. So anyway, it's raining hard. I need to get in here and get my nutrition done for the night, get my sleep. Tomorrow's rest day, and we're probably the video tomorrow, probably gonna utilize that to go over our Hume scale readings and talk about what we're going to do moving forward. It's almost the end of the month, and next month we're going to be making some decisions on, are we going to decrease our calories, increase our calories? Are we going to move into the bulk? Are we going to stay in the cut? What are we going to do? Those decisions need to be made, and I think the worst time to try to make a decision like that is after a hard-ass workout, when you're tired and worn out and hungry, and you're ready to just say, all right, let's just go ahead and get in the bulk and get it done and get some more muscle on our body, and then we'll cut down again and see what we look like, and we can get rid of our diet fatigue. We can get rid of being tired in the gym and leaving tired from the gym. We can have plenty of energy versus staying on our bulk for a longer, or staying on our cut for a longer period of time before we get into the bulk. When do we make that decision? Definitely not right after working out, when we're tired and worn out and ready to eat and go to sleep. So tomorrow we'll be in a better frame of mind, better mindset. We'll really be able to sit down and think about it and make an informed decision on what is going to be our best move moving forward into next month. All right, y'all have a wonderful night. Dominate everything you do inside and outside of the gym. Subscribe if you followed along this far. Let's build a community. Let's do something together. Have a good night.